investigate first.
I get it too soon.
It's okay, it's okay, we'll start in 4 minutes, just please know you are being recorded at this time.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Spring River,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, there's a river that runs through it. A lot of it was fairly frozen, but there was spots you could see that where the springs were and where the water was moving. We probably walked 3+ miles. Walking 2 hours from the time we got there till we found him.
So people witness it happening, is that how they called it?
The grandson was driving, he got out. But unfortunately, he wasn't there when we got there, so we didn't really have much to go on. It was flying blind, so to speak.
Mike, if someone has oxygen in the house, should we have something on the door to let you guys know?
Probably a bad idea. On any doors,
Like the screen door of the house?
yeah, the entry door, whatever, and if they sleep in a bedroom and have it,
Just a here,
it's not as bad.
but we do have
Well,
tanks.
yeah, they're not quite as bad as acetylene tanks, propane tanks.
Yeah. I just have to pop them in.
It was on a garage fire years ago in Franklin.
Not the other.
I walked in,
Okay.
tripped over an oxygen and acetylene bottle,
Oh,
and I picked it up and threw it just as far as I could out.
Yeah, that's the.
We got some portable oxygen, but
it's a good, good question to ask because it's like,
never thought.
Usually they give you stickers,
they did not,
we always do.
No.
no, they did not.
Yeah, you can get it right on Amazon.
One end.
Oh,
That's what I've been having in the room.
of course, I don't know how long she's gonna be on it, hopefully she is not on it for very long.
Think that we should, as a town, get some stickers for people's windows that have different stuff, you know. If someone's got a certain problem that we need to know about,
Mhm.
and autistic, nonverbal, so
Mhm.
we can't hear them,
Right.
you know, we need to know what we're looking for.
Mhm.
Sounds like a good plan. Just
And maybe talk on it,
Mhm.
which they don't recommend anymore.
Because we want people funding people.
I'd like to see something on the front door that says 4 kids, 12 cats. And Granny.
Did you get the hamster? Damn it, it wasn't on your door. I'll tell you.
Exposed to one,
I knew that
exposed
was
to
where I was gonna go, and I said, one cats when I got in the driveway, they do a delivery to medical supplies. Oh, I knew it was gonna be bad.
Unfortunately, we'll try for the animals,
About a
but
cat person.
We get 3. Actually, technically 4, because it's one out of 4, but.
most of the time, they'll come out. But it's like saying most of the time they come out of a tree.
Nope, they won't.
No.
No. We've experienced that, nope.
Yes.
Wait for their kitty coming down anytime soon.
They'll come down with a chainsaw.
Little rough landed, but.
You know, it depends on how good you are. I mean, you cut it so it just kind of.
My cat was in a tree once, like way up in a tree. But I was at school, but Rusty Gordon was delivering the mail and he happened to see it. Like what was going on, like Mike was there and Alex was there and my dad was there and then Rusty came into the school to deliver mail and he goes, "How's your cat?" And I was like, Fine, why?
Oh, so he sold us out. Oh,
What's going on at home?
yeah, that was because we were gonna try to use the ladder truck, but where it was, I couldn't get
Yeah.
there.
Did you use slingshots?
No, Alex
No.
went up.
Alex took one ladder and stacked it on top of another ladder,
He
and
shouldn't have done, but it worked. Yeah.
I looked at him, I said, "You're younger than I am, it's your cat."
'Cause it was like that split second of, do I actually call the fire department? Like, is this like, do people really do that? And he did. I go, oh my God.
Showed up again, and I'm like,
It's kind of cliche.
I know.
well, and of course, it was a cedar tree.
Yeah.
The
that's
worst
what it was.
freaking tree that they can go up, because there's so many branches,
Hmm.
you just can't get a ladder to.
Almost 4:59. Right.
You can,
That's it.
you can start it. You can let people in if they're
Fine.
here. You can let people in if they're here. Okay.
All right, we'll follow up meeting.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's start out with approval of prior meetings, minutes. I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I second, except my name is spelled incorrectly. I don't know how much of it, yeah, I'm so next to this, but it's okay.
All in favor? Mine the same. All right, we'll move on to adjustments to the agenda. Are there any?
Did you have? Is your thing in there during your report?
Mhm.
Okay,
All my stuff's in there.
okay,
Just
yeah, okay, got it.
piles, yeah,
Yeah,
my stuff.
And did you want to talk more about the septic thing? Is that going on the agenda? No, we'll wait for that for the. Well, it's not in here, is it?
it is not in the agenda.
We'll do that during the town manager report.
The septic report. Mhm.
Okay. So there's no adjustments to the agenda. Move on to treasurer's warrant. I make a motion to accept the treasurer's warrant, all signed. I'll second that. All in favor? Okay, new business. The Boston Post cane.
Which is kind of like not new business, it's old business, but it's new business. So back in 1909, Boston Post newspapers decided they're gonna have this gimmick where they're gonna have, they made 700 canes to be given out to the oldest person in town. They gave them to, a bunch of towns in the Northeast, and except for Connecticut, they didn't get any one. So they've been around for a long time. So the tradition was, you're the oldest, congratulations, here's the cane, and when you pass, you give it back. Well, 200 canes have gone missing since the original 700, so methods have changed. We're looking to get this rolling again. And with that, I figure we should have some kind of policy to go with that. So I will pass that for your review. It sets up the criteria for how long you have to be here to be considered, a nominee. You can't be 110 years old, move here yesterday and get the cane. Yeah, it has to be that you've been a resident of this town, because it does say Sullivan. So it's not just, a thing that's generic, it is for us. So establishing a residency criteria is in there, and there's a nomination form that goes with it. So it's recently Ellsworth American had resident of Sullivan as the oldest person in Sullivan. If they do not want to be the recipient, they don't have to be. It's not a you have to, it's would you like to. The presentation of the cane would, be symbolic. There would be a plaque to go with it. Thank you very much. And, come time when they pass, the recipient gets put out and we go forward from there. So I got that for everybody to take a look at, and I do actually have a nomination for that will go with it. We had them available in the office, we can also post it online. So you can send it into the town clerk and we'll accumulate from there.
With Sullivan Day's presentation. So let's look at Sullivan Day's presentation.
Yeah,
If they can
for
get out.
folks that can come out and about, yeah.
We'll give them that.
Even if we, showcase the plaque and then deliver it to them.
If we had to go get them,
Yeah,
there's ways.
There's always ways. If people are open to doing stuff, we can always do something.
I can see now the back of the ambulance is open.
Hey, come in, lights start, run up.
Back home.
That's quite comedic.
All the bells and whistles.
Yeah, but I think honoring, bringing this back into circulation is necessary. We also want to look at making like a shadow box for this to be permanently displayed in the office. And other towns, what they have are little brass plaques. It's, John Smith had this from this year to, born this year, had it from this year to this year. And you honor the people that had it before.
I mean, do we have to have a submission thing or is that something we can just like look up in our records?
You look up in the records, but the records we're gonna have are the voting records. If you said, I'm never voting,
Okay,
I'm just 100 years old,
yeah,
you shouldn't be excluded. So, yes, we do have a means to find out most information, but not all.
Yeah.
So, you guys scribble names on there, we're good to go. Everybody sign?
no,
And this would be effective immediately?
Immediately. It has today's date on it.
Outstanding.
So what I'm looking to do is get this out into public circulation. Matter of fact, I already spoke to a reporter from the Ellsworth American. And I said, we're gonna be getting this back going. She's gonna keep me in the
I
loop.
know,
So we can get them on board with getting the word out. We'll go on the website, we can pop it on Facebook, we'll have everything available. And we can put a window of time. We could choose to do this at the next, we could pick somebody at the next select board meeting. I mean, it shouldn't take that long to figure out who the oldest person in town is.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
We already have an idea of who it is.
Right,
They still have to want to be that individual. And we can take it from there. So we can see what kind of reception we get from within 2 weeks. And if we don't get that much, we can always push it out 2 more.
Well, the 99-year-old that was in the paper, they said she was from Sullivan, but reading the article, it was all about Hancock. So is she living in Sullivan? Did they get confused?
yeah, I don't know if she was just like born in Sullivan.
I don't know, but we can,
Did you already mention other than Sullivan?
that's things we can find out. So we'll go from there.
So we need to make a motion on this? I make a motion to reinstitute the Boston cane tradition as presented by Ray through policy.
Second,
All in favor?
All
All right. Amending the contract.
Yeah, the pre-qual. You have a copy there?
yes,
Okay. So I've been going over this. And there were a couple of things that, well, first off, I took the back page, I made the scoring system quite bigger, and I gave a spot for everyone to approve it. I think a policy without who said, yes, we're gonna do this when, you kind of need to have that. Just my take on things. And when you talk about pre-qualified work, number 2, bids from contractors who are not pre-qualified shall be rejected as non-responsive. If someone hasn't, put their pre-qualified thing in, but they present a good bid, should we say they're non-responsive because they didn't pre-qual? Especially the first time there's a project that came up and they want to be part of. And if they put in a good bid and they're a solid company and they meet all the qualifications, should we say they're not good because they didn't put a pre-qualification?
No,
So there was that. And the number 4, a contractor shall obtain pre-qualification paperwork from the town office. Well, I think having this online, which, you know, it is just a good thing to have. So I think changing this to, you know, shall obtain from town office and giving it directly to me. You know, if I'm at a class and the town office is open, you shouldn't, you know, here's your envelope, stick it in there, and we'll review it at a different time. So I think you're returning it to the town office instead of directly to me is the way to go. So changing the words from just town office to town office / town website and directly returning it to the town office, I think should be the amendment on here.
Okay, and, I think that you ought to go through and just do the point system and then we review it.
You could do that too.
Because for us to review it here and do it,
And
and make everybody wait,
Yeah.
this.
Well, one thing that came to me afterwards, and I'm going to do is the last sheet where it has everybody signs off in the sheet. I don't know who this is. Because we kind of need to just have this be something. Now this is one piece of paper that I can say, this person's qualified to do work. You know, John Brown's construction, here's a scoring system, he's really qualified.
Mhm,
And we said yes when,
mhm.
because if you ever wanted to re-up or redo stuff, you know, you have something, just a thought. So, but yeah, doing this piece ahead of time to present, I think is a good way to go. But I want about the amendments in yellow, I want to do because it
Just a question on that. Shoot, if we do have someone do bid work
Mhm.
and the work is not up to where it should be, is there a way that we can mark it down on there that we've had issues with past contractor?
not
Less
higher.
qualified.
Right. Because I just don't want us to keep going into this system that we have contractors that really aren't doing what needs to be done right.
Well, you want to identify people that maybe have pre-qualified positively, but not have performed well. So you want to do follow-up on the pre-qual sheet. Yeah, putting a note. That's why I think, you know, having a good document that we can scan it and have it and be online as a pre-qual, in our internal, you know, system of pre-qual vendors and vendor work and objections get put in there.
And the reason why I asked that, and if we can do that, is because we're here now. But when our terms are up and we don't all come back, the others aren't gonna know.
You know, we all win the lottery and all our information goes with us. How do you leave it for the next person?
Exactly.
Establish that. Yeah, I agree. So we'll do that too. So do we have an agreement on what to do here?
I believe we do. I have no problem with it.
Make a motion for the said changes of the qualified work number 2 to be stricken. And number 4 to have actually pre-qualified for online and actually be able to go back and put information in if someone's work's not up to par.
I second.
All in favor? All right, old business, town logo design.
We have a winner.
There you go.
We're going to chicken dinner.
There will be no chicken dinner, but we still do have a winner.
So looking forward to it.
Joe Pinkham sent in a gaggle of drawings. This was the one that we picked.
Yay.
And so there we go. So I reached out to Joe, size please, because we all the swag bag stuff. So we have this and we will, we'll talk about where we go from here with this. But this is the winner.
That's good. That's my favorite. Okay, so do we make a motion to put that into our? About this.
Are we going to ask though that he makes any changes to it before we want to say it?
Yes.
We can, any changes that you would like, anything, well, How about this?
I would like to invite him.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
So why don't we invite him to the next select board meeting,
Mhm.
and let's do that. See if he can attend, and we'll take it from there.
All right, so we'll put that back on old business. for
There you
next
go.
Yeah.
meeting.
And we'll invite him into the next one.
All right. Town meeting for the new and updating ordinances.
We haven't,
Wait,
right?
yeah,
We also we should discuss the one about the finance stuff for. 5 person stuff there, we discussed.
yeah. So if it is to do a 5-person select board, we should have town meeting with that.
Mhm.
There's also the town meeting to have folks vote on the amendments that, the code enforcement officer talked about last time
Mhm.
with housing.
Right.
That we,
So you're talking about a special meeting?
Right.
A special town meeting.
special town meeting,
All right,
not town meeting in June.
okay,
Special
so,
town meeting.
yeah, that's just.
So we want to get the leg up on 5-person select board. So agree that we're gonna do that, since that can be voted on at town meeting. So, and then I want to see if I'm working on getting, solid waste ordinance
Mhm.
for that time as well.
So we can
So
get trash.
solid
pickup.
waste,
Mhm.
solid waste revision, the housing one that has to get done, and 5-person select board at special town meeting in, when?
April.
April. This way timing is good.
Mhm.
Okay,
So how do we feel about doing that?
I think it's fantastic idea. I'm in favor of it. When would we like to do it in April?
It's due the last Monday.
The last Monday of April.
Yeah. So we
Do we have a date? As everyone scrambles for the calendar?
29.
April 29th.
And I was thinking, not the week before, but the week after, 2 weeks before, the Monday, and because it's Thursday, and do 2 hearings. Because that would be, well, in between the 2 select board meetings. And I want to do one of the hearings at an afternoon, because there's some people who don't like to do, like, travel.
Most people work though.
So if we do one in the evening and one in the afternoon,
The same meeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gives everybody a chance to.
I understood, okay.
It's not a voting, you have to hear
right,
Yeah,
here.
okay.
education.
Yeah,
Right.
just discuss what we're going to be presenting and chit chat about it.
So that they have time to understand the material before they go at the special meeting.
Bingo.
I understood, okay.
Anyone want to make a motion? I'll make a motion that we hold a special town meeting April 29th, which is the last Monday in April, to discuss those ordinances and changes.
And the 5-person select board.
Yes, and the 5% select.
With, educational meetings beforehand
With the hearings.
with the hearings.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor? All right. Town report.
So far, we have all the politician submissions that we expect to get, which is good. Working on creating, so it's like, I got the printing deadline. We have to get in by a certain time to get the town report printed. We pushed it up a little bit further than that, so no later than Memorial Day. Right, to get stuff to print. In the meantime, we have to get our audit done. He just finished it, Robin just finished up Penobscot, so we're pushing further on the calendar for that. The budget committee, they are doing some preliminary, get together, start work meetings. And then I'm working on my end of what I'm gonna present to them. So I've gotten budgets back from most areas. I've gotten requests for donations from most people. Actually, I haven't gotten a formal from the YMCA. I spoke to the head of the YMCA today. He's new, relatively new in his position. Seems to be a similar thing like we had here. So I'm getting a submission from him. I think I have everything else on that end. work in the reserve accounts, so I'll have a nice package of stuff to bring to the budget committee. So everything will be right on time for the town report.
And,
We're moving along.
all right, and you have all your, you know, what pictures and everything else.
So with that, no, pictures and stuff, we have not jumped on yet. I gotta get the actual, how many pictures I can get. I asked about the page count, so if we do the same exact page count as last year, it's this much money, that's what we're gonna add.
Mhm.
Well, it's this much money, okay, great. At least we have an idea of, you know, any overages, whatever, we'll be fine. Who we'd like to put there? I know we do the Spirit of America Award. For, you know, which one of our citizens to put in there. I'd like to ask you guys to sort of have kind of a nominee, like to feature that in there as well. The Spirit of America recipient's gonna be, or the one that represents Sullivan. It's due the June 30th. So it falls right in line with our town meeting time, where we can have our choice beforehand. So to have that full, you know, have it all in print and everything, and who we're putting in for us.
For dedication or?
Well, it will
Like a
be,
citizen award.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a citizen award. Dedication wise, John Tetlow passed. And so we'd like to put a plaque up at the gazebo. I think we also put that in town report as well.
Hmm.
You know, acknowledging his contributions and what, you know, what was done with that. So we have some things in the works to put in there as far as information.
I think we should also have like a submission for a citizen. Like not just come from us, but
For dedication?
no, for a citizen.
Oh, for the citizens.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
So we can put it out there and see, you know, see who we get back.
And we also want to put the king in there.
Yes. Yeah, if we're doing it back into circulation, might as well.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Let's go on that then.
And so that's, something else, not really need a motion on, because it's a work in progress, so.
It's just work in progress.
And it's the town manager's report.
I'll just keep talking. All right, so. I'm gonna do like our treasurer does when we're done with stuff. So I know I'm done. All right, so in connection with the Boston game, we used to do 50th anniversary acknowledgements. We actually found one that was not given out back from July. So we're looking to give these out again. There is a couple that their 50th anniversary is coming up this month. Married in Sullivan, 50 years in Sullivan. So we're gonna we'll have that for next meeting. So, but that's going back. Those little things to get the public involved
Yeah,
and keep them,
community.
and keep acknowledging, you know, acknowledging citizens, acknowledging this, acknowledging our, you know, our old folks. We're gonna keep that theme going. That's done. No, that's not done. We'll get that done in a second. We joined this week the Maine Tourism Association.
I know, she stopped by my shop afterward.
She did? All right.
She's like, I was just at the town office, they said to come here.
There you go. So we have some books and stuff out there, but it gives us the ability to post any events that we have, Sullivan Days, on a bigger scale with the state. If we do come up with a nice fancy, you know, split in the middle trifold flyer, open it up, here's a Sullivan map, here's stuff to do in Sullivan, we can get that at all the, you know, at any rest stop. It goes in areas like Bar Harbor and all that. So when tourists come around, it's, what do you got in Sullivan? I know, like an ice cream shop. Hey, come on down.
Oh, no.
What?
Somebody had to say it.
No, no one did. So we had that going on. Other notes of stuff. Get to that in a bit. We're going to be putting back out the maintenance person position. So I had the listing here. I had the full job posting here. So now I'm gonna be going back out. Or I reach out to North American tomorrow. I don't know if you guys want to review it, take a look. Up to
Is it the
you,
same that went out last time?
a little different.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, so it's just a little different. We putting it for, a date to send in by is March 8th. So it's enough time that can be out there. Just making it a little smaller, see the website type of deal. We'll pop it up on there. We'll put it all on the website, feature it out, so we can try and get some good reception on that. With that, subject of grass cutting. Looking to buy equipment. So once we get the person,
Mhm.
we're gonna get the equipment and we're gonna have this person cut the grass in the town. Be it in front of the building, be it down at the wharf,
Mhm.
and eventually when it comes time, down by tennis court and wherever else we got. So that's what, that'll all go together that way. Kane, we're done. Sorry, just. Done. Next. Okay, we have DM&J for the transfer station. So I had asked them to split the contract for me, to give me demo separate from household waste.
Mhm.
And he said, do me a favor, use the same contract, mark it up how you'd like, and send it back to me. So he's asked for this back in October, and through our meanderings through curbside and the evaluation of what's going on at the transfer station as far as how viable is demo waste. And I said, the future of demo waste is kind of in question right now. He says, just mark this up and let me know what you want to do, send it back to me. Okay. So I have that here, I have his contract here. It does not have specific way to break down the two halves of it. Last time I was talking about the amount of money that we have lost in between, work with Mike, we got a new sign for the gate, a sign to go up in a post in front of the entrance to the transfer station area. There's two concrete barriers that are there. There's a cable gonna go up across that, you know, with the sign that's gonna be hanging onto that. It's all about stopping people from getting up there when they're not supposed to be there, throwing stuff in the open top that they're not supposed to be doing. This goes in with that. How we divvy this up, I'm not exactly sure. You know, in reading it, it's not a straight out thing, but he said, mark it up as you like. I would just like you to take a look at this, because I don't know the easy way to split it. Because it's not an easy way to split it, because it's not a split thing between the two. It's also about, you know, it's the different fees and the different schedules and the rental of the, you know, so you pay a rental fee on the containers, you pay a hole in the containers, and it's the amount of stuff that you get rid of, which is fair. But I don't see an easy way to just say, not, you know, this line is 6 months, this line is whatever it is. Maybe I'm missing it, but I don't see it. I don't see the clear cut. But he said, mark it as you like, and please get it back to me. Because he has been very graciously operating and giving us services with no contract since October. So I thank him on that, and thank him for his patience. I would like to get this done.
I think well, I'm looking at, if you take them 3 out, that takes away the open container, which is the open top, which says there,
So we have to still have the contract for a regular household.
right,
So we want an option to cancel number 3,
that's my thought.
because it's a 2-year contract. So we'd like an option to cancel number 3 within the 60 days notice.
With that thing on back, we take out number 4, which is the transportation of number 3.
Yeah, that would automatically take that out. I've had a discussion with them about this last summer also.
Yeah.
We just have not been able to figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah, and he understands, and I appreciate that. He's been, like I said, graciously working with us on helping us figure out our situation. He says, Mark it up the way you want it, I'll send you an amended copy. So we wouldn't have to sign this today,
Right,
but however we mark it up, he'll get it back to us, so we can sign it off the next select board meeting.
and do you have the amount of money that we lose?
Don't have it in here, but it was $5,000 since last July of 22, or 5,000 negative
That seems
on demo,
we charge it.
5,200. Oh,
Yeah, it's $5,210.
$5,210 in the negative. And that, I mean, it's from July of 22 to December 23. It's a nice chunk of time to look at. It will say that it's people either in season, out of season, because we actually get more money comes through the town office in the peak of the summer than does off season.
To go along with that I do believe that was set up that it wasn't really gonna be even out. But the problem is we're getting very few receipts in there, and there's a whole dumpster full.
Yep, that's what we were saying
That's-
last meeting. Mhm.
People aren't coming here to go there.
Mhm.
And that was the whole, that's where we came up with bulky waste transfer station cards. So you could just have this. We even had multiples, I think we made them here, so you traditionally bring a small pickup truck full of stuff. Great, you go buy a 3-punch card, you go there, click, 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 and you're good. This way it's one stop, you bring your stuff and you know, try to figure out ways to modify the wheel. So I'll mark these things up here. So we have 3, 4, and D, E, F. And I'll ask for an option to, an option to cancel with 60-day notice on those notations in here. And so I'll submit that to him tomorrow, and at next meeting, we'll have this to sign. So that's that. That goes on the floor. Next. This. So we have the Hancock County mitigation plan. They had sent this out for signature, and we had a bad email address, so it wasn't getting to me. Andrew Sankey reached out to say, hey, not sure what's going on. Figured out the email address thing, so we need to sign off on this because this helps us with funding and this and that. So any of the funding that could come our way, if we're not on this, we're not in. So there was a signature page that he sent me, which was this flagged one. There was one that came in the book, which was a small one, but I figured we'd go with the one that he sent, which is this, and I popped everybody's name in there for a sign off.
Is this like, are we behind now, or did he get, like,
I did this year.
That's 2024. Yeah,
I think we did 2023.
we did that in November. Then this came out because of all the new stuff that's happening. They had a new thing. So it's, all right, let's get on board. Let's not wait till.
Okay, good.
And again, this is, it's a lot of federal money starting to come together. And I printed the book for us only because, like I said, it was in every section in between the colored paper. It was a separate section online. There was no download here.
Mhm.
So I figured, well, in case of anything, we have a book. So let's have a book. We got an application for abatement. We can only go to executive session, but what I want to do is do a site visit just do a site visit and see what the story is, see what's going on. Let's take a property card, take a walk down there and have a look-see.
Kind of should be the policy for any abatement.
Let's see what the story is. Let's contact the individual in question. Let's go see what the story is and we can proceed from there.
Yes, I think the last one we did.
Yeah,
we did.
I remember the big maps and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do there. What I'm gonna do is, this is not for this very second. Community solar programs. I reviewed several and everybody has the same discount, which is 15%. Which isn't bad, you know? But I did print up this company, Ampium, take one face down, they're an organization started in Maine. And they are in direct contact with the builder of, so Don is the builder of a solar farm. Everything is contracted through Ampium directly to Don. It's not third party, it's not party to a party to a party, it's all direct connection. So the confidence in dealing with them is quite high. I did ask them about, well, what if we don't like it? What if we want to cancel out? There's a lot of changes in government and the way they're doing things. And at the time we started the discussion, they had to vote on whether the state was going to take over the electric company. So there's little hesitations. And I asked her recently, well, what about canceling? How do we cancel? If you don't want to be locked into something, it's a 5-year, how do we cancel? She says, I need 6 months notice and you can cancel. So that reassurance I did not get from anybody else. So it's a lot to read, it's a lot to absorb. But the only thing they would not cover at this time is streetlights.
We hardly have any.
Yeah, so there will be a time when that comes around, that it's not out there.
Mhm.
But right now, it would just be for our buildings. But 15% is 15% put back to the bottom line. So that's nice.
You actually have more streetlights than you think. We've got a lot.
I'm sure.
Yes, there's a lot of streetlight accounts,
Yeah,
but you know, dollar wise, what's being spent is not. You know,
Especially
it's
for
not,
new ones.
yeah, so, but with the buildings that we do have, you know, we're not open as much as the rec center, but I know you guys pull a heavy bill over there. So
Yeah.
15% is kind of neat.
window.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's how I know if I'm the only one without power. I like peek out and see if the rec center light is on.
Well, that doesn't work now.
They have a backup generator.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the street light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully we won't have a few wires.
My contact over there actually did say if you'd like an in-person presentation, should be glad to come.
That's nice.
I think that would be a brief.
Okay, set that up. Okay.
What do you all think?
Yeah, in person. Yeah.
Yeah, good. So we'll do it in person.
Lovely.
Hmm?
That would be lovely.
Okay, I'll set that up. My last thing, and I will stop talking. We have all our ordinances, code enforcement officer and all that thing. We do not have a constable to back that up.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be on the agenda.
No, it'll be in my package, in me. So we had a constable for, you know, number of time, and I'm having a hard time finding out who still has a constable to see where we go from here. But we have a shirt, if we have a badge, and we know of, you know, what the function we'd like to get out of it. I'm looking into what the stipend would be, a typical stipend, and job description and stuff like that, so we can get together and advertise for it.
Mhm.
Because we're doing the comp plan, we're doing ordinance changes, we're doing all this kind of stuff. We get notices about,
Noise ordinance.
noise complaints and how, it's nice to call up, Brad, yeah, can you go check this out? Great, thanks. And he goes, checks out with authority
Mhm.
that he can do so. This guy also would help out the animal control officer as being the first liaison in law enforcement. It helps us out. So I want to try and, as part of the budget committee, find what we're looking for this, find what dollar amount this comes down to and work it in, because I think it's needed. You know, we do, as we redo a lot of our ordinances and go through it, the fine schedule could easily supplement the stipend for this job.
And if possible, could we roll that into the harbor master?
That's the question. That is the question, because the authority the harbor master has, if it's comparable, could you do it? We'll find out. But that might not be a bad deal.
Just give a little bit more stipend.
Mhm. So I gotta get some more information on this, but it's not close.
I mean, it is somewhat the same thing, is they would write fines,
Mhm.
give them warnings.
Mhm.
I mean, it's,
But to have that liaison, that middle person between code enforcement and the law, you know, there's no one in between. And law enforcement around here, they're stretched thin.
Mhm.
So to help this process out at all is good. It's good for us.
also the other part is law enforcement will not back our ordinance. We have to have someone that's a constable to back up our ordinance. It's not their responsibility, and that's what they'll tell you.
So, but at the same time, I've asked around and a lot of law enforcement folks don't know there's such a thing as a constable anymore. I think they have to at least be a greenman, which is a part-time law enforcement officer. So the best thing to do is reach out to the sheriff and see.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta do more research on
The
it.
town cops, enforce ordinances.
Town cops do, the problem is if you're talking a full-time, you're talking a lot more money.
Mhm. You're talking money, you're talking equipment, you're talking a car, you're talking a lot.
Right.
So we're not at that. It nice to be there someday. We can float that in, like, we do it, but we're not there. In the meantime, getting some sort of a stipend position to act in the role of constable to help enforce our ordinances is needed.
Mhm.
You know, the further along we go, it's needed, because as ordinances get rewritten, where it comes to, if you violate this, here's what happens. Well, who does that?
Mhm.
That's the missing piece. We can write it down all we want. If no one's gonna go down and enforce it, just throw it away. Don't even write it down.
That's what we were joking about. It's like, what can we do except for say, this is what the paper says. Listen to the paper.
Yeah, no one listens to the paper.
Ordinances are useless unless you have someone that can back it up.
Mhm.
So that's what we're looking to do. So this is an opening to a conversation. It's not a closed thing yet.
Mhm.
And with that, I will get my voice rest.
Okay.
Sorry, one last thing that happened. I know we're not doing, committees at this point, but we do have online, the comp plan committee has its own page on the website. And we do have public engagements that are gonna be held at the rec center on March 3rd and 5th.
Third and fifth, Sunday and Tuesday.
March 3rd and 5th, same thing like how that said with the public hearings.
Mhm.
The Sunday is gonna be the afternoon. And the Tuesday is gonna be the evening to give everybody a chance to have a shot at it.
What time?
Hold please. Let's go to that basic website that I made. Let's see, public engagement meeting, stop by one more. Okay, so we have the 3rd, Sunday the 3rd is 1 to 3. And Tuesday the 5th is from 6 PM to 8 PM
At the rec center.
at the rec center, yes. If you go to the town website, there is a little flyer there and everything. You can look at some information on what we got going on. So, and the public engagement meetings are precursor to the survey. That helps guide where the survey's gonna be. Last month, we were on a different, well, this month, we're on a different schedule because our two people from HCPC did not want to give up their Valentine's Day. So we are going for the 21st is our next comp plan meeting. The following month, we will be back on regular schedule,
We're doing that at 5 or 6.
6. Now,
Not a whole lot going on, other than the fact that we're doing a lot more mutual aid calls for other towns. We had 3 transports last month, and I think 2 of them were, actually, no, I believe all 3 of them were another town. Because Northern Light is not able to cover their end of things. We went to Loin, went to Winter Harbor, I believe we went to Hancock, back them up. We're doing more of that. I just had and just got the background back. I've got 2 new members just joined. One is an EMT, an advanced EMT. So hopefully she'll help take some of the load off Ryan. The budget's done. I've already given it to Ray. Got 1 member starting Fire Academy Saturday. We have cold water rescue training on Sunday, which is the yearly requirement to stay certified. Especially in light of Friday night's tragedy at Spring River Lake, we need to get people recertified. The ice this year is definitely not the greatest. We've got Winterfest coming up on Saturday. We can't stop them. All we can do is recommend caution. Even the warden service can't stop them. So, I'll be out at my family camp. I'll have equipment with me, so if something happens, Ryan will be at his family camp, he'll have equipment, so we'll be at the pond, it's just time frame to get from A to B. If something goes wrong, because, I mean, if we're down one road and you gotta go all the way to the other end, it's gonna take a minute. I have asked Ray to check with MMA where the fire department doesn't have an ATV or UTV. If we utilize one for an emergency, and God forbid it goes to the bottom, is it covered under our insurance? Because personally, I'm not gonna put my machine or a machine that I use that's $15,000 on a pond with the chance of something happening and not have some kind of replacement. Well, not that I want that to happen, but if I'm out on Martin Road and I gotta go to the main beach, that's a long ways around. And this time of year, 10 to 15-ish minutes, hypothermia is set in, especially the smaller and the younger the person. So time is definitely of the essence to get to them. The one on Friday night, they started to break through in 6 inches. And where they ended up was less than 3 inches of ice. So you just don't know. Out around the island, get the rocks, get the sun, that's gonna be a thin spot, spring holes, outlets, inlets. So hopefully the organizers are putting out some education, warning people to just be careful. You know, it's not the, I'm worried about the kids because they're following their parents. You know, if their parents choose to do something, the kids just follow the leader. They're the ones that don't know for themselves, so. We'll be ready. Franklin will have some people around their town, Hancock. We've got other towns that know that Winterfest is going on, so they'll be listening, and depending on if something happens, they'll be started pretty quick, but it's just time. It'll take me a half hour to get to the call in Township 10 on Friday. It's another 15 or 20 minutes before we got organized and on the ice. And it was 2 hours before we found the individual. So quicker you can get there, the better. Unfortunately, that situation, we learned that we had some deficits as far as lighting goes. So I did research today. I got with Ray. We've ordered some equipment, some LED spotlights that are waterproof. They float, that in such an occasion, in the dark again, we do have a little bit better equipment. Because we don't think about it at a fire scene because we're on ground, dry ground. We've got a fire truck makes daylight. Well, when you're 2 miles out in the middle of a pond, that daylight doesn't really get to you. So we're just learning as we go, trying to figure out what we need for such an emergency, because again, the ice it's getting thinner every year. We've had 4 days, 5 days of 40+ degree weather. We got snow coming tomorrow. Potentially, if we get 3 inches and then you get a couple cold days, how much ice do you make under insulation? Not a lot. So all we can do is plan, be ready. Got 2 new members that are EVOC certified, so now it's just a matter of getting them in the trucks, getting them checked out so they can drive. Other than that, I keep getting calls on the rescue that's at the rec center. I don't know, people want us to give it away. I mean, at this point, 15,000 would be great. But I don't know, I keep getting calls and nobody wants to buy it. I mean, they want something for nothing. I think what I'm gonna do is get it on Facebook Marketplace, put it at a little higher price. We can always go down, can't go up, and see what happens. That truck feasibly, I mean, for the shape, the year, the mileage, what it is, it's a $30,000 to $50,000 truck all day long. But people around here they don't want to buy that. They don't want to spend that money. So I'm hoping that if we put it out there, we can.
Or
Get
maybe
somebody-
someone from away will,
That's what I'm hoping. I hate to say it, but the tanker, we sold it. The individual that bought it, put a couple dollars into it and sold it for almost 3 times what he bought it for. It is. The problem is I'm not gonna sell something to somebody with known issues and hide it from them. So I'm gonna be right up front that if this is wrong, it's wrong, because we don't need it coming back on that. So. Other than that, I've got nothing.
Yeah, thank you. And Harbor Master hasn't left anything?
No.
Okay. So we'll go to public comment.
anything online?
Gary is on and Judy is on.
Do they have any comment?
Keith, you had your hand up?
I was wondering about the check so I can get started on picnic tables.
Yeah, we, just signed off
Just
on that.
signed it,
We
yeah.
just signed off on
Stop by tomorrow.
it. Okay, and no other comment?
Give one more thing to talk about.
Budget. Okay,
Choosing a chair for the budget committee.
Judy just said, thank you to the fire and rescue for all you do.
okay, you wanna choose a chair for
Yeah,
budget?
I'd like to see, since this is my pick, like you guys said, you've been nominating chairs. I'd like to put Gary Everett's name in the hat.
I was thinking that, I worked with Gary last year, he knows what he's doing, and I agree with Gary being chair.
He has one last year and
He's got the
take all
experience.
his knowledge.
So I'll make a motion for, Gary to be the chair. I'll second that. So, all in favor? All right, so Edwards is in.
Mr. Edwards, you are the chair of the budget committee.
He says,
Thumbs up, there we go.
Can't get out there fast. Only for 4 more years.
4 more years.
1 year. Thank you.
So, any comments from the board?
Yeah, wonderful meeting.
Well, I thank everybody for being here. I thank the fire chief and town manager for all their information and filling us in and helping us with everything they do. And it helps us work as a community and get better at everything. So thank you all very much. And anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor? All right, we are now out. Happy. Well, let's peel up the file the other way.